And we're live. Welcome to the Evidence and Reasons for the Christian Faith video channel. I'm Salvador Cordova. This channel is dedicated to exploring evidences for the Christian faith and also kind of dealing with the problems in people with who are struggling in their faith. This channel tends to cater to graduate students in the science field, Christians who are graduate students in the science field, and professors and researchers. But we do talk about some church matters. I found out today on the docket at Fairfax County Court is a legal case that is related to my situation at McLean Bible Church. As some of you know, I was threatened with arrest and jail by David Platt and the McLean security team in October 3rd of last year. And about 2 months later, a similar incident happened where armed security confronted a Christian mother and threatened her with jail and arrest, and she was actually dragged through the courts. She won a legal victory there as McLean's motion was dismissed to take legal action against her. And people wonder, why is this fight big? An estimate of the tangible assets of McLean, the total assets, is somewhere on the order of $150 to $200 million. The annual budget revenues are $25 million. Now, if that is extended over a 10-year time, that's $250 million. That's $250 million. So the assets and revenues over the next 10 years, we're talking about $500 million. And the management is playing definitely hardball. So this isn't, I've tried to frame the question as not merely, it is not, definitely not just doctrinal. When we're talking $500 million of money, one side is definitely playing hardball to hold on to it, to hold on to control of $500 million. And, you know, for myself, I felt this is when mismanagement of that scale and what I consider the potential for some really shady deals, $500 million being squandered in the name of the Lord, that's, you know, it now becomes a major ethical issue. And, you know, as I've analyzed this, the scale of what's at stake kind of now explains kind of the attitudes. So I actually don't have a report right now on the outcome of this legal case. But if McLean loses this, it'll be the third loss they've had in court. And it could be significant where this goes, because it'll lead to yet another case where a revote might be taken in place, and it could lead to the removal of David Platt and the current management. Now, in my opinion, it's a long shot, but given this, as I said, $500 million could be at stake over the next 10 years, parties are going to fight really hard. And the plaintiffs in this current case are fighting on moral grounds. They have nothing to gain financially. In fact, they're probably losing because none of them are compensated. However, the defendants have a lot at stake reputationally and financially. As I said, $500 million over the next 10 years could be under the control. And I'm finding the money trail being really big now, and the players are big players, including the federal government, and lots of dark money. So this will all come out, hopefully. This is showing why they're, you know, when we're talking $500 million, not just at McLean, but then comparable sizes of money in other church organizations, it's just ripe for attracting bad actors. And this is this is a problem that is spreading through evangelicalism. They would like to frame this as a purely theological battle. And from day one, I sense that they would like to frame the issue as theological. The issue is financial. $500 million makes it financial. So how did you can get this on public records. This is the Fairfax County docket today. And let me show it here. And it says right there, McLean Bible Church, there's a motion before the judge. So the judgment may have well be already rendered at this point, and we're just going to find out. The wheels of justice move slowly. So guys, people were just like, Sal was threatened with jail and arrest for I was pulled out in the middle of the sanctuary because I was trying to report on what was going on, and people were like, Sal, just leave the church. But if they're bad guys and you have a chance to fight them, why don't you? $500 million is at stake. And in my opinion, I suspect there is, if not in the legal sense, in the ethical and moral sense, there is in God's eyes, perhaps, and it will be subject to being, borne out on Judgment Day, the equivalent of theft. $500 million of control, power, and prestige. And I was wondering why they're fighting this issue so hard. It's now becoming apparent as I've examined the financials and as other people have examined the financials. That's why armed security was used at McLean Bible. 2 months after I got threatened, it was used on a beautiful young Christian mother in front of her children because she had the courage to start asking uncomfortable questions that were related to finance. And they took care of her. And so now this is starting to make sense. And even if the plaintiffs do not succeed in this current round, there's going to be more stuff going down. This is with stakes in the range of $500 million. There's going to be, there needs to be ethical, a moral stand. And it also explains to me, related to the mission of this channel, Evidence and Reasons for the Christian Faith. I'm sad to say that I'm realizing a lot of the faith in churches was generated through social pressures and kind of feeling and emotionalism. And so, kind of the dry, boring things that we try to cover on this channel, which contribute to our belief in the Christian God, is just not kind of the quick fixes that have been the church model of some of these mega churches. Their entertainment, their emotionalism, and they just try to draw as many people there. It ends up being an enterprise to get as many donors and participants. And it's not about trying to deal with kind of really difficult issues. It ends up being more escapism than learning to adopt and teach responsibility and inspire faith in the way that the New Testament taught. Jesus said in John 10:38, if you do not believe in me, believe the works, so that you may believe and have eternal life. And what we explore here are the works, primarily in biology and secondarily in archaeology and history of Christian testimonies. And by the way, since Paleologos is here, I would like to invite you on my channel, sir. I was very honored to hear your talk. If you would all be interested in talking with me, I would be extremely honored. This channel does focus on science students, and you and Guzman and Emery Moyna are the next generation of creationist researchers. So I may get a hold of you through Rebecca Davis, and I look forward to talking to all levels of of science students from high school all the way to the PhD level. Last night I had a talk with CRISPR-Cas9. That was a very productive conversation. He gave me a lot of feedback. So this is going to be a very short show. I have to get going and work this afternoon, and maybe you'll hear from me tonight. So take care, and God bless you, and have a great day.